What's up guys, JC here, and today we're going to review Kraven the Hunter, which is the last film in the SSU, or potentially last film, as new reports are saying that Sony might not be done with their cinematic universe. But as of right now, this is the last film in the Sony SSU, SUMC, SPU, whatever the fuck you want to call it. So Kraven the Hunter is the long-awaited film debut of the classic Spider-Man villain, Kraven the Hunter, in this film played by Aaron Taylor Johnson. In this film, Kraven is kind of portrayed as like a myth, or to people. The Hunter is a myth, and although he really isn't a myth, obviously, but he's made himself appear that way after visiting his brother, Dimitri, on his birthday, and after not speaking to his father for a very long time. Dimitri is kidnapped by who we later learn is the Rhino. He was on a bloody killing spree, going to save his brother from the Rhino. Not getting into spoilers, I'm going to tell you what I think. I don't hate this film. I see a lot of people shitting on it, saying it's dog shit. I don't think that way. I actually enjoyed it. Sue me. I don't give a fuck. I enjoyed Kraven quite a bit, actually. I had a very fun time with this movie. I like the violence. I like the fact that it's rated R, which, to be honest, all these films should have been fucking rated R, if we're being honest. They all should have been R-rated. But here's the thing. I like the SSU, for the most part. I'm not going to talk about Madam Web. I like the Venom trilogy, as you guys know. I have a lot of fun with Morbius. Madam Web is... There were two instances in this film where I noticed, like, not just some bad ADR, but actually the ADR itself wasn't bad. It's the CGIing of the mouths to match what they're saying. I don't know if I'm just tripping, but that's what I saw. I was like, holy shit, man. I don't know if that, okay. Another thing is, I feel, even though I like Aaron Taylor Johnson quite a bit, and I liked him as Kraven, I do feel that he should have had much more of a Russian accent. Like, fucking his dad, Russell Crowe, the character Nikolai Kravinoff, had a way better Russian accent than Aaron Taylor Johnson, and he actually sounded more like Kraven than Aaron Taylor Johnson did. And again, this version of Kraven is different. He grew up in New York, so I wouldn't expect him to really have a Russian accent. I just feel like his American accent was it was too much of an American accent, in my opinion. But other than that, I was fine with this portrayal. I do think that Russell Crowe did have a better Russian accent. He sounded more like Kraven, I'll be honest. Another thing is, I do like Dimitri, who, spoiler alert, is Chameleon. It's revealed later at the end of the film that he is the Chameleon. He gets his chameleon powers from someone who I actually didn't expect to be name dropped at all, Miles Warren, aka the Jackal. Now, if you don't know anything about the Jackal, he created the Scarlet Spider. He was a big-time Spider-Man villain, especially in the 90s with the Clone Saga and shit. And if you watch the 90s animated series, he plays a big part in the Clone episodes, if you remember, with Mary Jane and Hydra Man. So I was really surprised to hear them just straight up name drop Miles Warren. I was like, oh shit. And also, I like this version of Rhino. I think he looks good. And another thing about fucking Spider-Man fans, even though I know I am one, they complained about Paul Giamatti's Rhino, and when they actually get what they want, which is a real like Rhino, accurate kind of Rhino, they complain about it, which I don't fucking care. I liked it. I was fine with it. I like the way Chameleon looks. I actually really liked Fred. I don't know how to pronounce his last name, so I don't want to butcher that, but I think his performance as Chameleon was really good. I'd like to see more of him, but I don't know if we are going to see more of this, unfortunately, or fortunately, depending on how you look at it. But in my eyes, I would like to see more. And I'm sure they'll somehow tie it into the MCU with the multiverse at some point, but right now it's its own thing. Some things that do disappoint me, though, is the fact that you don't really see Kraven in his iconic costume until the end. Like some of the trailer shots, which is a big thing with Sony films, they cut out a lot of shit from the trailers, which bugs me a lot when they do that, but whatever, it is what it is. Other than that, yeah, Miles Warren. I liked seeing the Foreigner in this film. That was cool. More of an obscure Spider-Man villain, but a character I really like. Sure, I liked the soundtrack. It was pretty cool. Yeah, soundtrack was great. I love the action, and that's pretty much it. Spoiler-wise, that we're going to talk about. I loved glazing Kraven this past month. It's how it's like the greatest film ever. I've been glazing it the past month. I don't know if you noticed. I really enjoy doing that. I'm going to keep doing it. It's fun. Anyway, that's all for the video, guys. I'll see you guys later. One more thing I want to say is Kraven's sweet, because this film is fucking awesome still.